Hi guys, this is RCSchim here. I just wanted to show you the secrets behind the really easy fun flyer FPV setup. So I got the Easystar 2 in the background. But first, to make it less boring, I'll show you how it performs in the air. So this was the first really hardcore test with my friends on the field. It was on the New Year's Eve. It was super calm, so that's great for this small lightweight plane. And 2 or 3 friends joined me in the air, and that's really a fun part when you get to chase things like this Multiplex Gemini here, or later the Trojan from Helmut. This Gemini is from France, and that makes it more interesting, I find, than just flying around filming scenery, which this plane isn't perfect for, because the quality is not as good as on a multicopter with brushless gimbal and stuff. But it's a really fun setup where you can film stuff like that, and you can really fly close proximity to obstacles, because the crash wouldn't be too tragic. You can repair this styrofoam foamies easily, and you can fly really close to others and scare them a bit. And again, if there is no wind, it really works great. It flies like it is stabilized, it flies like on rails. And yeah, you can chase them. That's the Trojan. Was a nice little warbird. The Horyzon V3 can also film in 60 frames in the reduced 720p resolution, and so you can slow down action scenes like this to 50% and get it smooth anyways. Yeah, but the Easystar is too slow for jets. I just got to fly with Franz jet here on start and landing. So I waited for him, for his 2 or 3 minutes of flight time are over, and got to fly close to him when I cut his corners and got close behind him, and could at least film his landing, which was really close to the others. But okay. Super low flying. Looks funny and speedy, even if it's only 30-40 kmh. Some soaring down. This was bad lighting conditions. It was in the afternoon, and it's not the best time for the Horyzon V3 to film. It gets blurry. It's better to have sunny conditions like here. Again, this was a flying just line of sight. I tested the system, and it works good in bright sunlight conditions, but here I had some vibrations left, filming this odd white ball. Gas tank from the sewer works. I guess sewer works. This here is Eichberg, and Prometheus will know this tree. It was close here also. Okay, so those were the first flights. Now I'll invite you to my hangar to show you some more close-up looks to the setup. Let's see what makes it so easy and comfortable, and take a look inside. Almost the stock Easystar 2. Of course it has an FPV video sender here. It's the Horyzon V3. And the only really modification, an NTM prop drive 2826 1200 kV. I didn't have a folding prop when I tried this motor, so I cut down a 9x7.5 and now it's 8x7.5, which seems to work pretty efficient. It's not super fast, but it's okay for FPV. Consumes around 90 milliamp in a minute and gives me safe 10 minutes of flying time with a 2200 3S. Okay, so the really fun part is here the Horyzon V3. Horyzon has TV out, so you can fly FPV using this cam and don't need an extra FPV cam. It even looks like a normal FPV cam. I have this funny looking sponge beneath and above the cam. Above the cam was also important because otherwise the tape would transfer the vibrations on this plane directly to the cam, and now the cam sits between the sponges. So it gave me a good vibration dampening because this huge motor back did a lot of vibrations, and yeah, it's not a sail plane only, so I have to use motor with around 30% most of the time to fly straight. Yeah, and so this way it works good. Yeah, and in the back we have just an Immersion RC 5.8 with an SPV antenna. Yeah, really small, which I like. The electronics and even a display is hidden in the cockpit from the cam. And the Horyzon is not really heavy. I guess it's 40 grams. Don't know exactly. Check it in the description. It has an SD card slot front here, micro SD card. And it has this long silver cable which runs out. You see a funny looking main battery plug here, MPX, and for another project I soldered small red and black cables directly to the power plug. This feeds the Immersion RC with 12 volts on 3-cell battery. So 12 volts come in here, hopefully stay here. The video transmitter needs 12 volts, so that's good, and it can output 5 volt here on this red cable. Red is plus, black is minus, yellow is the video, and white and green are useless in this case. I just use them for additional support of the cable, so yeah, you could have left it away to save 1 extra gram or so. So 12 volt in, 5 volt out. And 5 volt is exactly what the Horyzon needs. So it has no extra battery, what makes it lighter. So by just plugging in the main battery, I feed the transmitter and the cam, and the Horyzon is smart enough or convenient enough to start recording immediately if it has power. So with this setup, you just come on the flight field. You attach the wings, you may have seen that in other videos. Attach the wings, attach the elevator, the elevator small wing, whatever it's called in English. You just attach the plane and stick in a battery, connect it, it's recording and you're ready to go. And that's about the important things if you want to do a lot of flying, if you want to fly with others. You don't want to have a complicated setup that takes ages to get you going. Yeah, so this will just be an easy FPV plane. The quality of the Horyzon isn't perfect like you would expect from a GoPro 3, of course, but it's really nice quality considering the weight and the possibilities. The main advantage maybe is that it has so little air drag, so you won't affect the flight characteristics of the plane like you would with a GoPro that has a flat surface in front and blocks a lot of air. So that's really nice. Okay, now let's see how this Easystar performs. So these were the flights today with high to medium winds. And these are the disadvantages of this plane or this setup in comparison to a multicopter. Every gust converts directly into the video, so you get the shakes all the time. Maybe it would help to add a little flight stabilization board for the plane, but it's better to just not fly in medium to high winds with a little plane like this. And I plan to rather use it for FPV meetings where other guys also fly with planes and where we can have just fun flying formation and proximity, but definitely not for high quality aerial shots or something like that. And even landing can be tricky when wind comes from down the slope, but it worked here. This was the same day, half an hour later. Bit less windy, but also not the best conditions to produce a good video. You see how shaky it gets. You can try, like here, to software stabilize it. I did it in Vegas. But then the funny nose of the plane moves all around and the video gets a bit blurry. So stabilizing this footage isn't the best choice either. Yeah, and doing proximity flying when you have gusty conditions just doesn't make you feel safe enough to fly really close to the ground or between obstacles. One of the nice things of FPV planes and soaring planes like this is to fly up high and then cut the throttle and just soar down. For such short landing approaches, I have programmed spoilerons on the Easystar which move both ailerons up, so that gives you an air brake. It's easier. If you have headwind, plane will hardly come down the ground and you need a really long straight to land. So spoilerons can be good. Landing a FPV plane is different to landing a quadcopter. That's maybe what makes it harder, but also more interesting with planes to land, as you see here. And sometimes those are rough landings, but The foams are very forgiving. So finally, this was the last flight on this day, and you see here that the wind calmed down and was only moderate, and I chased the last bits of sunbeams here because they are so rare in winter. But we had really nice golden hour light conditions here. And again, soaring with little wind makes it look nice, gives you a nice feeling and sensation of flight here. Okay, so thanks for watching. Bye.